Hey folks, today what we're going to look at is we're going to look at just kind of reviewing some first semester facts as we kind of roll into second semester. For some of you, this is your first time having me as a teacher, so welcome. For others, you've had me as a teacher for a whole semester now, so some of this should be familiar, and if some of it's not, that's great. This is good information to learn. I know that a lot of teachers do online learning in a lot of different ways. So what I want to do is make sure that you guys are really, really clear on some kind of frequently asked questions that pop up a lot, just so that you know how in this class I'm going to do online learning. Here is how my website should look to you. This is from last quarter, or yeah, quarter one and quarter two, so last semester. So you'll see right away that everything has a folder. Every single week that we'll ever do will have a folder. And then next to the week, it'll have the dates that week is good for. So for example, if you don't remember if we're in, like week 7 or week 8, look at the dates and the dates will kind of tell you. And then there's just kind of a brief summary of what each week is. So that's kind of the outline. Is there's going to be a quarter folder, there's going to be a week folder, and then inside each week folder is a specific day folder. The first week is kind of weird. Let's take a week here at quarter two, week 7. So you'll see here there were 5 days in the week 7, which was October 22nd through October 30th. And then, for example, on day 2, for example, we talked about classification of matter. And then there was, an assignment here, as you can see with this little green puzzle piece. There was a PowerPoint and a Word document to kind of go along with that, to kind of help people answer questions. And then there was also a video, which you can see is kind of linked there. That's pretty typical for all the different things that I might throw your way. Know that the video is kind of mandatory. I want you to view the video, especially if you aren't in person that day. The video, if you are in person that day, is just there to kind of help as well if you have additional questions or if there's something that wasn't really clear. Go ahead and watch the video, and that gives you, more information about whatever happened that day in class. And then the Word document and the PowerPoint, again, those are supplementary materials just to kind of help if you're struggling and to help keep you kind of organized. And in the video, usually I'll say, hey, make sure that you're following along using the PowerPoint or following along using the Word document attached to the video. So you're going to want to kind of see what these resources are, kind of check them out. Pretty much every day we'll have an assignment. We'll have a little green puzzle piece next to it. Let's see if I can find a day where it doesn't. For example, week 19, for example, there were a couple of days here, day 3, day 4, and day 5, where there wasn't any necessarily specific homework. So there's a little page here instead of a folder. And then if we click on that page, it says, please use today to work on the following. You're going to complete missing assignments, redo any assignments with low scores, and then it gives you the last day to complete assignments type deal. So that's all different, so that way okay, there's not a specific assignment for today, but there are still things I can work on in this class. Honestly, folks, where I had the most questions on was on grades. So as you can see, I'm actually looking at Schoology from the perspective of one of my paras who kind of helps out in class. Her name is Miss Kathy. She's very nice. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at grades. So this is what you see when you click on the grades tab in Schoology. This gets updated in real time. So this is a list of all the assignments. I have them categorized as either daily assignments. Those are kind of the most common. Every once in a while, we'll do a lab or we'll have a quiz. You'll notice that these quizzes are all from first semester. In second semester, I really didn't do a whole lot of quizzes. Kind of most of the time was focused on, daily assignments and then also tests. So you'll notice that they'll either have a score next to it. Again, this is a para, so she didn't take any of the tests, or they'll just have a little line next to it. If an assignment has a line next to it, that means it's missing or it hasn't been attempted. If an assignment has a score next to it, that's the score you got on the assignment. And for any of these assignments, you can just click on them. For example, you can just click on the link and that'll take you directly to the assignment. So that's a real easy way. But then you'll also know that I have a little code here next to each assignment. For example, this one says W18D4, which means week 18, day 4. So you'll notice that if I click on this, it'll take me to, the week 18 folder and the day 4 folder. So that's a little code that I'll have on every assignment in Campus and every assignment on Schoology. So you can always, if you see an assignment's missing on Campus, for example, you can always say, oh, okay, I need to go to the week 18 folder and the day 4 folder. Then, and this is true if you're on the web version of Schoology, if you're on the iPad app version, I'm not entirely sure if it'll tell you all this. It'll tell you the current grade. For example, the grade here is NA, which means it hasn't been attempted, which means it's missing. And then it'll also say right down here, you may attempt as many, or you may make as many attempts as you want. So that tells you that if you get a bad score the first time, you can redo it up to, 1,000 times. And whatever your best score is, that's the score that they'll take. So please take advantage of that. That's true for every single daily assignment, is that you can take as many attempts as you want. For every test, and this is important here, you only get 2 attempts on a test. So for regular homeworks, as many attempts as you want. For tests, you only get 2 attempts. I will usually not show the answers to homework assignments or to tests. So if you do attempt it like 10 times and you're like, I can't figure out the answers, send me an email and we can go over them. Your question can be as simple as, what is the answer to the questions on the quiz? I can't figure a couple of them out. And we can, I'll send you an email back with kind of a bit more detailed response. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Now, after you've taken a test, you'll notice that it's not updated in the Campus gradebook right away. That's because I have to do that manually. So my day to do that is Wednesdays. So if you take an assignment, expect to see it into the Campus by next Wednesday. So for example, if you take an assignment, if you do an assignment on Wednesday, it might get updated that Wednesday, but it might take a full 7 days before it gets updated. Again, never fear. Campus automatically keeps track of everything. So if I go back to the grades tab here, you'll be able to see your grades on Schoology, but then the actual percentage of your actual score in class might not be reflected. So you're going to have to wait a couple of days before that gets updated in Campus, which is true kind of normally in a normal class. Not everything would be updated every single day. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days just to get everything updated and where it's supposed to be. So yeah, that's pretty much everything about grades. In general, check Schoology for grade updates. And then if you're noticing things aren't getting updated in Campus, let me know. But please don't let me know like right away. Give me a couple of days to enter stuff in. So yeah, give me until that next Wednesday to enter stuff in. I think that's answered just about every question on today's quiz. Let's see. Oh, then the other question I get a lot is students will always ask me towards the end of the year, they'll ask me, hey, Mr. Smith, I'm wondering if there's any extra credit I can use to improve my grade. And the answer to that question is yes, there is extra credit. You can retake every single assignment. Never will you ever get another opportunity to have every single assignment retaken so you can get 100% on it. So please take advantage of that. There's built-in extra credit all over the place, right? So if you're not redoing those assignments, you're not taking advantage of one of the perks of online learning. And then lastly, that last question is asking about if we have homework in the class today, right? The best way to check is, of course, to, just take a look at whatever day it is today. So you're going to find the correct week folder, and then you're going to find the correct day folder. For example, let's say this is, Wednesday, December 9th. And then you'd look and say, oh, sure enough, there's a green puzzle piece here. That's the assignment for the day. So always look on Schoology. The only time you should really be looking on Campus is maybe once a week just to check what your overall grade is. But if you're doing well on assignments, you should feel pretty comfortable with your grade in this class. Let me know if there's anything from this that's super confusing. And then what I want you guys to do is go ahead and take the week 1, day 1 assignment for quarter 3, where it goes over a couple of questions about how do you use Schoology during this new unprecedented semester. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time.